What is happening, YouTube? Cowboy here, and welcome to my guide on Augmentation. Now, Augmentation is the final tier of upgrade available to us in Monster Hunter World, and it allows us to expand the capabilities of our weapon and bolster the defense on our armors. Now, to unlock Augmentation, the first thing you're going to need to get a hold of is going to be a Warrior or Hero's Streamstone, which you can get as a reward from an investigation for killing a tempered Elder Dragon. Once you obtain one of these items, the blacksmith will then have an exclamation point above his head, and upon talking to him, he will then give you a tutorial and open up the Augment Equipment menu. Going into Augment, the first thing I want to point out is the number of augmentations you can get. For a Rarity 8 weapon, you can have 1 augmentation. For a Rarity 7, you can have 2 augmentations. And for a Rarity 6, you can get 3 augmentations. As for the augments in particular, you can get Attack, which for example, we go from 368 to 380 here. And you will notice that requires a Teostra gem. Affinity, which is going to always be 10%, and that requires a Deora gem. Defense, which will stack on just 10 base defense, and it needs Elder Dragon blood. A slot, and it's always a single gem slot, which will require a Valhazak gem. And lastly, health regen, which will require a Nergigante gem. In addition, the type and tier of Streamstone is going to change depending on your weapon. For example, right here we need a Hero's Streamstone, whereas if we were to go down to the Rarity 7 or Rarity 6, we only need a Warrior's Streamstone. In addition to that, the specific type of Streamstone changes depending on the weapon. For blades, we have our dual blades, and sword and shield, we have Warrior Streamstone blades. And for example, just to better show it, if we go to Forge Equipment and Weapons, right here we see all the ones that are shared. Great Sword and Longsword share Streamstones, Sword Shield and Dual Blades share Streamstones, Hunting Horn and Hammer, Lance and Gun Lance, Charge Blade and Switch Axe, Insect Glaive and Bow, and then lastly Light Bow Gun and Heavy Bow Gun all share Streamstone shards. So in the very least, that does help lessen the grind a little bit, but even then, with the item already being incredibly rare, it is going to be hard to come by. Moving on to Augmenting Armour is a little bit more straightforward. Once you have Augmenting unlocked, you can just freely augment armor as you choose. It is quite expensive. Basically, select the piece of armor you want. You select Upgrade Limit Removal. Just for example, this one is going to be 30,000 Zenny. It's always 30,000 Zenny to remove the limit. And then after removing the limit, you can go and upgrade the item, which gets quite expensive. Right now we're at 70 defense. Upgrading it all the way, we go up to 84. But as you can see, that's going to cost 94,000 Zenny. Once you do that, if we go back into the previous screen here, you will see that that armor now has augmented armor listed on it, so you can't just augment it further, but it does help put you up to a higher tier of defense on all of your armor pieces. So back at the start, I mentioned that you have to take down tempered Elder Dragons to get these items, so I feel it's also important to explain how to access them. And the first thing you're going to need is to achieve Hunter rank 49. After hitting that, the commander will then give you this mission, Thunderous Rumble in the Highlands, where you'll have to slay a Tempered Kirin. And after taking down the Tempered Kirin, you will then have a chance to find level 3 threat tracks, which after collecting enough of them, will then unlock an investigation to slay a Tempered Elder Dragon. Now, the type of tracks you will find will not matter. As long as you're finding them, you will get an investigation. Just for example, I found a bunch of TO tracks, and the first one I unlocked was a Valhazak type battle. The number of rewards can vary from 1 to 4. Ideally, you want one with 4, but we'll take what we can get here. And there are a couple of key places to look for these tracks. You can obviously find them all throughout the Elder Recess, but 2 places in particular I found good to farm is just outside of the Rathalos Roost on Ancient Forest, and then on the way to Legiana, you can find some Kirin fur in the Coral Highlands. Moving on from there, another way to help ease this process, because it is rather dull hunting for tracks and doing a mission over and over again, is joining someone else. Now, as more people reach this point of the game, I hope they utilize the SOS system as well. Not so much because you need help, but because these missions are rare and it's nice to have them pop up more often. So, investigations, 9-star, rewards available, search for SOS flares. And here we go. This one's only a Baroth, but it's a 4 reward. And the important thing to note here is the conditions. So as you can see, we have Hunter rank 13 or higher, and that means this is a threat level 1. If it's a Hunter rank 30 or higher, it is a threat level 2. And what we want is the Hunter rank 50 or higher, meaning it's a threat level 3, and that'll give us a chance at our items. You may be able to get these items from the lower tier tempered monsters, but I have not seen any thus far in roughly 30 tempered kills. So once you complete the mission and you get to the screen here, you can see down at the bottom we have special rewards. Here we have a shining streamstone and a sullied streamstone. And then when we go to appraise them, this is how we get our items. And you can see here I got a hero and warrior streamstone, both for axe. Keep in mind once again that this is completely random and you may not get one at all. So that's going to wrap up our guide on augmentation. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them down in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, make sure to drop a like for me because that always helps. And with that being said, we will see you next time and good luck on your hunts.